See, I've just realized that obviously I'm not on the stream, but now I am. So yeah, that's live streaming for you. Right. And I'm just gonna check as well that we are streaming as well. Mint. Yeah, it's cool. Ready ho. Um okay, cool. We'll do Algolia and we'll instantiate a new Algolia. That was Siri. Process.env, and then we'll do next public. Why isn't that auto completing? Up ID, and then we'll do the process.env next public Algolia key. And then we need to do index, and that'll be algolia.init index, and this is in the where is it? Sending and managing data, format your data, manage your indices, replicating. I don't know exactly where it is in here. Getting started, quick start. Push data and configure the relevance. I don't think it's that. Anyway, I know what I'm doing, so let's. Well, I say I know what I'm doing. I've done it before, so this is kind of from memory. So process.env. We'll take the index name. This here actually isn't that. It is going to be Algolia admin API key, because this is like a server side client credentials. You know, it's not kind of public facing API key, or this instance isn't something you would invoke on the client side. This is going to be handled on the server in the route. So we'll export a function here. We'll make this an asynchronous function, and that is, it follows the format of Next.js API routes. And one cool thing we can do is we can ask if the method is not a post request. If I can type, we'll just return res.send. You could put in a message or whatever to say that it's it's an invalid endpoint, or I don't know, method. You can, and we can argue what the code should be. But yeah, let's have a look at what we can do now. So the fun stuff now begins where we can look at the payload that we get from GraphCMS, and it's this here. We get the published part, and that's what we want to destructure here. The operation is published. This is cool. So inside of data, we need to destructure published from data. So let's go and do that now, and that will come in via the body of the request. So we can do data and published, and we'll get that from request.body. So that at that point we'll have the request data, and then from there I want to destructure the ID, because this is the identifier for each of the records. So I'm going to do this, but I'm also going to rename it to object ID. Then I'm going to spread everything else into, let's say, data, and that's going to come from published. So I could have been like, I'm not going to say smart, but I could have been a smart ass and did this, and did that. But that's like one step too far, I think. It's nice just to be able to go, oh, okay, I'm destructuring data, and then down here I'm creating something else. And then it's simply doing a wait dot save object. And then inside of here, we'll do that object ID, and we'll spread in data. And then for good measure, we will do res.send, and we'll send a 2 or 1 back. I'm not sending anything back to the browser other than the status code. You would in production, in a real world app, you maybe just want to wrap this in some kind of try-catch block, so you can be, be a good developer, and you can send back. You might want to send a status back, so you could say it's a 401, or sorry, you could just say it's 400, and you could send back JSON, and you could just do error.message. You could do something like this, And you could send the user error back to the user. However, in this case, the user's not going to see this message, so you may look to insert something like Sentry or whatever, and you can escape the error there, or it can kind of bubble up and you can get it there. But it's always nice to handle errors, and you can fix things where you need to. So we've done that now. We're pretty much in good shape, I think. If we do yarn dev, it's going to run that script. It's going to inject those environment variables that I have in .env, like we've seen here, and it's now ready on localhost 3000, sorry. So yeah, let's head on over to localhost 3000, and voila, we've got a search box, and nothing's going on. Why is that? Because we've not done anything yet. We haven't invoked or triggered that webhook, and that's what we'll probably do now. So if I've done everything correctly, what should happen? If we go in here and, I don't know, let's change the spelling of colors, and we'll save and publish this. That should then trigger a webhook to here. So building there, so an event occurred, build page API webhook. So that should have got the data, destructured the published object, got the ID and the data, and then sent that along to Algolia. If we go to the indice here and refresh, we should have one record. Hey, we do. Awesome. We've got that record with obviously that spelling there. So if we go back now and we change this to colors without the U, and we save and publish, in a few seconds, what we should have is this should change in the indice. And there we go. So the question is, how did it know which record to update? Well, the reason is because we use this thing called the object ID, and this is that's the ID field basically for Algolia. You must name an object ID, and it'll know how to look up the previous record, kind of overwrite the record. I don't know if it just it's a deep merge or whatever, but probably have to look at the docs for that. But anything that's updated and changed will kind of just be merged in here. And I think if you delete keys and stuff, those will go. But yeah, it's been a while since I've used Algolia, but it's worth exploring the docs for all of the ins and outs of stuff. So that's working. It's how long has that taken? It's taken 20 minutes to integrate GraphCMS via webhooks to an API route inside of Next.js, and it's syncing all that data. So now that's all that's left to do is go to this next page. We'll refresh because that data has changed, and there we go. We've got the data. So if we had more records, why don't we add another record as well? We can go back to our content editor, and we will edit this cap. And the reason why I'm wearing a cap is because it was going to be my GraphCMS cap, but I don't know where that's gone. But yeah, I saw my cap and I'm like, yeah, I might stream something because I was editing the cap. I don't know, random. Awesome new GraphCMS cap. Let's bump the price, shall we? And we'll save and publish that. And save this. And then there we go. Oh, long sleeve tee, cap description. So there we go. So we can search in here. We could do like long sleeve, and you'll see that as I type, those results are changing, and that's all happening. We've not coded anything. Algolia is just doing that for us, which is cool. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all we've got time for today. It's taken us 20 minutes to integrate GraphCMS with webhooks. I'll push the code to the repo as well, so everybody can see it. And in fact, we could do that now. And this is a good way to kind of demonstrate how you can support us at GraphCMS by providing your own examples. You can contribute to this repo here, and we'll merge it. If you've got any great examples, please submit a pull request to the repo. With whatever you're using, there's a bunch of different examples in here. With GridSum, Next, some of the MDX remote stuff, Nuxt, Vue, you know, it's all in there. Some kind of basic out of the box starters. We're hopefully trying to increase this repo. So if you've got any suggestions on content you want to add, please let us know. Or if you want to stream, if you want to jump on a stream and let's just kind of do this together, that would be fun. I'd love to learn some stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this has gone. Taken 20 minutes. We've integrated Algolia with GraphCMS via webhooks. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for today. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. All right.